I hope you guys are doing well and having the most incredible day as always. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. The sun is shining, it's a Saturday, and I thought, do you know what? What have we not done in a long while? Gone book shopping. Now, do I need to buy more books? Absolutely not. I have a book haul pending already. I have another one I need to film already, and I feel like, you guys know me, I definitely don't need to buy any more books. However, I thought we haven't been book shopping together in a while, and it is the perfect day for it. The sun is shining, the tank is clean, and we're gonna get out of here. So come along with me book shopping. I hope you guys enjoy and carry on watching. Okay besties, so we are now back from town. Did I buy 3 books? Yes, I did. Were these 3 books on my Amazon wishlist? No, they weren't. I kind of say to myself, like, my little rule to myself is my general rule is if it's not on my Amazon wishlist, I should not pick it up, because all the books on my wishlist, if you guys haven't seen it, it's always down below, but it's absolutely massive. Anyway, all the books on my wishlist I have thought about, and I have gone through my wishlist a few times, sieved a few away, and the books left are books I genuinely kind of do want to buy. But I kind of set it to myself to stop buying books either on a whim, by the cover, kind of going into town and just picking up books for the sake of it. However, none of these books I bought today were on my wish list, but I feel like I can justify every single one. So I feel like it's okay, and also I'm going to share it with you guys, which also makes me feel like it's okay. Anyway, let's go through the books I picked up. So the first one was actually from the works, and that is Summer in the City by Alex Astor. Now, have I read Lightlark? No. Have I read any books by this author? No, I have not. However, this book has been on my TikTok every single day ever since it's been released. Even before, I feel like I've just seen so many videos of this book that I just needed to pick it up. Ali Hazelwood even said pure steamy fun. So I feel like that is exactly what I need, and I feel like that is going to be a book that I'm going to really enjoy. So let's read the blurb together. It says, 27-year-old screenwriter Elle has the chance of a lifetime to write a big budget movie set in New York City. The only problem, she's had writer's block for months, and her screenplay is due by the end of summer. Desperate for inspiration, Elle returns to NYC, the city she hates, and tries to throw herself into writing. But then she meets her new neighbor, Parker Warren. He's the city's favorite handsome tech billionaire, and he's also the guy Elle hooked up with in a stairwell 2 years ago. When seeing him again turns into a night of hate-fueled writing, Elle realizes Parker might just be her twisted muse. So when Parker needs a fake... I was doing so well. Let's rewind. So when Parker needs to fake a steady relationship during his company's precarious acquisition... I cannot get my words out. Precarious acquisition, and Elle needs to research a list of classic date spots in the city for her screenplay, they suddenly find they might just be exactly what each other needs. Summer always end, and so will this agreement. It's all pretend, promise. And then it says, until it isn't, at the bottom. I'm just so excited about this. This sounds so cute. Also, the Works special edition. I'm sorry. That is so adorable. I did go into Waterstones, and they did have the pink cover of this book, and that was also very cute. But I just feel like for £12 you cannot go wrong. I think full price it's 17, so an absolute bargain. Anyway, that is the first book I picked up. I'm not mad about it. I think this is going to be a really cute, fluffy, kind of summery book, which I'm not mad about. I might make this book one of my book club's picks, so let's see if that goes through. But anyway, that's the first book I picked up. Also, sorry for the noise. You are right by an open window because it is so hot today, honestly. Anyway, right, rambling on. That was the first book I picked up. The second book I picked up, I did have on my radar, but it was one of those books that I didn't really put on my wish list, and I thought I'll just pick it up like when I spot it in town. It is a relatively new release, and the author who wrote this book, I actually met her and I've spoke to her a few times. She is so lovely. She is also super local to where I live, so I thought, do you know what, Melody, support a queen and pick up her book. So I walked into my local Waterstones and saw that she had just been in there literally half an hour ago and signed a bunch of her books. So this is Soul Hate by Hannah Kingsley. Do I know much of what this book is about? Absolutely not, but I picked it up just because I've spoke to her. She's so lovely and we've all got to support everyone, you know what I mean? So I picked it up. Anyway, on the back of this one it says, the holy states teach that everyone is born with a soulmate, but every coin has two sides. Instantly I want to read this. Okay, it says Renza di Mineri, I think that's how you pronounce it, is the youngest elected leader in her city. Cannot get my words out, is the youngest elected leader her city has ever seen, and she's determined to prove herself, but her worlds fall apart when she meets Idris Patricelli. I'm going to pronounce these names so wrong, I am so sorry. It's bad enough that Idris has her main political rival, but fate is playing a cruel game. Idris is also her soul hate, the person she is fated to destroy, and every moment in his presence she fights the urge to rip his throat out. Instantly enemies to lovers. I'm so excited about that. A gossip spreads and her ability to lead is Why can I not read? Oh my goodness. As gossip spreads and her ability to lead is challenged, Renza is desperate to salvage her reputation, but fate is not quite finished with her yet. That took far too long. I'll hold this one up so you guys can have a little read of the blurb in a good manner, because I feel like what I just read absolutely made no sense. So this one is giving enemies to lovers. It's giving like old, I don't know what you would say, like is this sort of like Roman kind of vibes? I don't know. I'm so excited about this one, and I feel like I haven't really read many books like this, especially, I don't know, I'm just so excited. Like this sounds so up my street and I feel like I'm gonna really love this one. So yeah, this is Soul Hate by Hannah Kingsley. Highly recommend picking it up. She is absolutely just such a lovely person, so highly recommend grabbing one of those. And last but definitely not least is a book which I am just terrified. Like I am so scared to read this book because I feel like I'm either going to hate it, which means I feel like all of you guys that love this book will hate me, or I'm going to love it and I'm going to need to buy the whole series. And I think this one is very similar to things like the Calloway Sisters, where it's like 2 series but you put them together. So it's going to be a lot of books for me to pick up. Am I mad about that? No, because the covers are beautiful, but I'm just so scared. Okay, so the last book I picked up, I don't know if you guys are ready. I feel like you guys are not going to expect this either. I don't know what came over me. This book was $13.99, so for starters it was a little bit more expensive than your average book. However, this is a beautiful, like look at the flop of that, absolutely stunning. I don't even really know much of what From Blood and Ash is about. I'm gonna be honest, like I don't really know at all much of what this series is about. All I know is that so many of my favorite kind of YouTubers absolutely binged this series, and I really don't want to have FOMO anymore, so I really do want to read it and I am so excited. But as I said, there are so many books in this series and I would love to know down below if any of you guys have read this series. Can you please let me know the best kind of reading order to read this series, because as I said, I think there are 2 series that you combine together. I might be completely wrong, it might just be one series, but I want to make sure that I read this in the best way possible and kind of get the most out of this series. So this one on the back says it is, Ooh, it says perfect for fans of Sarah J Maas and Laura Thalassa. I love both of those authors, so I feel like I'm going to love this. Okay, it says, a maiden chosen from birth to usher a new era. Poppy's life has never been her own. The life of a maiden is solitary, never to be touched, never to be looked upon, never to be spoken to, never to experience pleasure. Waiting for the day of her ascension, God, that's a hard word. She would rather be with the gods fighting back the evil that took her family than preparing to be found worthy by the gods, but the choice has never been hers. Okay, that sounds fantastic. Okay, it says, a duty. The entire kingdom's future rests on Poppy's shoulders, something she's not even quite sure she wants for herself, because a maiden has a heart, a soul, and a longing. And when Hawk, a golden-eyed guard... Oh, I'm gonna love this. And when Hawk, a golden-eyed guard, honor bound to ensure her ascension, enters her life, destiny and duty become tangled with desire and need. He incites her anger and makes her question everything she believes in, and tempts her with the forbidden. I'm gonna love this. This sounds so good. Okay, a kingdom forsaken by the gods and feared by mortals. A fallen kingdom is rising once more, determined to take back what they believe is theirs through violence and vengeance. And as the shadow of those cursed draws closer, the line between what is forbidden and what is right becomes blurred. Poppy is not only on the verge of losing her heart and being found unworthy by the gods, but also her life, when every blood-soaked thread that holds her world together begins to unravel. Okay, I have never read the back of this book in my life. That sounds insane. I'm absolutely gonna just eat this up. Okay, so I am now so incredibly excited about this book. All I knew is that so many of my favorite book besties love this series, and I just needed to be involved. I needed to know what the hype was about. Let me know down below if you would like a reading vlog on this book, because I absolutely would do one. That is the third book I picked up, and I'm just so excited now. I just can't. I'm just so excited. So these are all the books I picked up in today's video. I really hope you guys did enjoy coming along with me. I feel like I haven't really gone book browsing with you guys in a long time. I mean, obviously, don't get me wrong, I go book shopping far too frequently, but I never really take the time to just look at books which I haven't really had much of a radar on, in terms of like they are on my list to buy. Do you know what I mean? Like, these books I really thought about, and I really kind of was umming and ahhing. Did I read the back of any of them? Absolutely not. But I feel like I've just heard so many good things about all these books that I just needed to have them in my collection. So I am so excited to read them all. I would love to know down below, do you have any of these books? Have you read any of these books, or are you planning to read them? I would love to know. Obviously, if you guys haven't yet subscribed, I would absolutely love it for you to join our corner of the internet. We have a great time over here, and please let me know any video requests down below. I love you guys so endlessly much, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.